7 drivers, and that was just demonstrated there. Oh, Charlie Turner's got a black flag out. Who is it, Charlie? Pete Ellis was in the wars. BC29. BC Midlands fans out there going to be cheering you on. But you've got John Gay to contend with. John Gay comes from the outside. He's the boy. Pete Ellis is going as well. Pete was Pete Ellis, you're in a mess. He was a non-starter this morning, and he's a non-finisher this afternoon. There we go, John Gay's the man. The Gaffer's got it wound up. There were problems with the North Shropshire 1 car this morning. It was running rather miserably. Ken William fancies his chances. Red flags. We have some colourblind Class 7 man is out. Race 3 brings out Spanner. It brings out Graham Blackburn. Daniel Jennings, the Dales lad in Dales 88. Kenny Perry in Spalding 25. He's got his cowboy hat. He's a bit of a cowboy, I think, our farmer. I think Percy's watering, but whether he's got a sack, I don't know. Here you go. We're going to be moving, and where's Sparky? Spanner's in a dreadful shape again. Sparky it is, and Blackie goes as well in 71. Graham Blackman going to try round the outside, find some traction. Chase me if you can. Former national champions here in Class 7, both of them. It's Graham Blackman, the local lad in YD 71 from Sparky Griffiths, who's trying to move up on his inside. Spanner gets through to 3rd despite that dreadful start that he made in SP4. Graham Blackman, you got a man on your case there. The man on your case is 7 Valley 2, who will get round you one way or the other. He'll go up either side, through you, underneath you, over the top. But don't let him get too close, because the man is very, very determined. It's Mark Griffiths. He's there in 2nd place, but Graham Blackman, Mr. Silent but Deadly, Mr. Boring even in YD 71, continues to lead. And don't drift out. Why? Because he's looking up your inside. That big Millington's being wound up down the far side, but Graham Blackman can do it. A former 2-time Class 5 national champion, Class 7 national champion, also racing Class 8, and one of the hard-working members of the Dales League. And Mark Griffiths, where are you? And come on, no 110 points for you at this point in time. You've got to do better. Will you be joining the likes of Paul Waldron and maybe John Gay on maximum? Maybe not. Maybe Blackie will spoil it for you, because you've only got a lap to go in YD 71. 7 Valley 2, Spanner in 3rd. And what's going to happen? It's Graham Blackburn still. Mike Collins is a spinner down there, and they're either side of him, and that's what's done it. Sparky's through on the inside, and Graham Blackburn surely a beaten man now as they go past. Oh, red flag. Oh, interesting this one. Whoa, Sparky's first over the line, but that doesn't mean that he's won. Mike Collins, a spinner down there, brought the marshals, bringing out the red flags. Now then, I think we're probably going to need a results confirmation on that, because the person who was leading the lap before was Graham Blackburn. He was first and Sparky was 2nd, and I would think that maybe that's the result they'll call. I don't know. What do you think, Sal? Absolutely non-committal as ever. Stephen Langley, the diplomat, will say nothing. Yes? Well, the race stands, but that's not very controversial, is it? What we want to know is who's won. Anyway, I think Steve's going to go and find out. What do you think? You think Sparky, dear? That's because he's from your part of the world. Yeah, but Sparky only went round the outside because of the incident. The incident brought out the red flags. Graham Blackman's a mate of mine, so don't take any notice of it. On we go, and there's the Dixter and Murley. The Dixter and Murley it is. Dixter needs lots of points. Tommy Law needs lots of points. Craig Murley needs some points. Craig Murley had a 2nd this morning, but Dixter is on his outside there. This is the Nationals. This is not the Baz. This is where it matters. You get one chance. Tommy Law, come on Tommy in SR2. Slips through on the inside. The twin engine mini now leads from Craig Merlin. The Dixter on the outside. Whoa, there they go. Chris Hodgson runs in for 4th place in Scarborough 12. Gary Rees runs 5th in PAC 12. And there's a problem, the Dixter's gone and slowing up Merlin. And look at Tommy Law get away there in SR2. Billy going through there in York 11, but it's Tommy Law. He's going to be the man. How many points has Tommy Law got? Not very many, 36. So a 3rd place this morning, a win this afternoon. Tommy's back in the frame. The Dixter, though, getting the power on and getting past the Scarborough 12 car of Chris Hodgson. Chris Hodgson blowing in the wind there as the Radford and the St Neots car go thundering past him. But it's Tommy Law in SR2. Come through, completes the lap. 2 to go, Tommy. Come on, hang on in there. The Dixter and Merley, and look at them fighting hammer and tongs. The Dixter knows he needs points, desperately needs points, and he's got to beat Merley. Merley's the best man in the country at the moment in Class 7. The reigning British champion and leading the British Series at the moment is Craig Merley. But he's not going to win this one. Tommy Law's the winner. Well done, Tom. Dixter, 2nd place. Merley's 3rd. Chris Hodgson's 4th. Gary Rees is 5th. I think we're still in another lap. I'm getting too carried away. Tommy Law, oh dear, dear, dear. It's been lasting that long, and Merley moves through now into 2nd place up through the beer tent corner. And it's Tommy Law, no change there, but where's Dixter? Come on! No, it's Craig Merley in 2nd place. The Dixter goes to 3rd, and Chris Hodgson goes 4th. Gary Rees 5th. There we go. Mark Smith 6th. I bet Mark Smith thinks, crap, they were quick. Whew. Who's this coming through here? Concord Essex 222. Keith Rapley. Okay, Keith, maybe not this year. There's some good mates out there. This is hard racing in Class 7, but the best of friends. But Tommy Law adds a win to his 3rd place. The Dixter will be disappointed. Be desperately disappointed. He's going to need at least a win tomorrow to put the popular Radford racer into the final. Thank you. Thank you very much, Steve. That race that was red flagged with Mark Griffiths. You remember the one, Mark Griffiths and Blackie there fighting it out. We had a spinner down there, Mike Collins. Griffiths went round the outside. That was as a result of the incident. Taken back to the lap before. The official result is Graham Blackburn 1st, Mark Griffiths 2nd, and Spanner in 3rd. Race 5. Here they come. Steve Smith, Martin Tinker. But it's former champions here as well, and fireworks, if they sort of rub together, I can promise you that. Steve Smith, I tell you what, we've got a mess. We've got a mess. Carl, it is Carl and his brother-in-law, Martin Gummo. And there, you've got to stop that. It's got to be stopped because we've got madmen on the track. Stormy Norman's blown a gasket, or it may even be an engine. Okay, matey, thank you. Class 7 rerun. This one is race 2. Race 2, Class 7 of the A1 Plantire sponsored sevens. Race 2, and I can see it's race 2 because I can see the Gaffer on the line. So John Gaffer in North Shropshire won. Pete Ellis was taken out a little bit. I don't know whether Pete's back out there. Who is it? I can't see. Is it Paul Lowes? Right, okie dokie. A dangerous man out there with that black crossover flag. I hope you've all got the message now that if you do anything shenanigans, Charlie Turner will have you. Well, there's a good wheelie. Hope he doesn't get done, Kevin Roach there, but there they go. Come on, John Gay. He's sideways through that first corner with John Affey, and Affey's real. Oh, look at him. And they're all in a blooming mess, aren't they? The Gaffer, the worst of them. John Gay, if you let John Gay get away, you're not going to catch him, ever. Ever. And then is the Gaffer off the racing line? I think he is. John Gay goes through. John Affey running 2nd, Dave Smith 3rd. Richard Lee runs 4th in Nottingham 700. Kevin Roach with a rather battered CWU 9 runs up into 5th place. But this is a repeater this morning. John Gay's got away and he is in absolutely flying mood. Is now running with a big tuned Hayabusa. No more standard motors this season for John Gay. Red flags. Now, what's that about then? Have we just like changed our minds that the Gaffer's in a mess? Maybe we're concerned that Gaffer's injured himself, are we? Well, that would be a sensible reason to stop it. He's a delicate old man, he's John Gaffney, and we don't want him getting battered about too much. He'll be on the fair tonight, though, you'll see. Come on, Gaffer. He's going to milk this one. They'll have a little bit of applause from the crowd. And are we having not going to bother with an ambulance. Doesn't warrant it. Okay, matey, thank you. Class 7 rerun. This one is race 2. Race 2, Class 7 of the A1 Plant Hire sponsored 7s. Race 2. And I can see it's race 2 because I can see the Gaffer on the line. So John Gaffney, North Shropshire won. Pete Ellis was taken out a little bit. I don't know whether Pete's back out there. Who is it? I can't see. Is it Paul Lewis? Right, okie dokie. A dangerous man out there with that black crossover flag. I hope you've all got the message now that if you do anything shenanigans, Charlie Turner will have you. Well, there's a good wheelie. Hope he doesn't get done, Kevin Roach there, but there they go. Come on, John Gay. He's sideways through that first corner with John Affy, and Affy's real. Oh, look at him. And they're all in a blooming mess, aren't they? The Gaffer, the worst of them. John Gay, if you let John Gay get away, you're not going to catch him, ever. Ever. Now then, is the Gaffer off the racing line? I think he is. John Gay goes through. John Affy running second, Dave Smith third. Richard Lee runs fourth in Nottingham 700. Kevin Roach with a rather battered CWU 9 runs up into fifth place. But this is a repeat of this morning. John Gay's got away and he is in absolutely flying mood. He's now running with a big tuned Hayabusa. No more standard motors this season for John Gay. Red flags? Now, what's that about then? Have we just like changed our minds that the Gaffer's in a mess? Maybe we're concerned that Gaffer's injured himself, are we? Well, that would be a sensible reason to stop it. He's a delicate old man, he's John Gaffney, and we don't want him getting battered about too much. He'll be on the fair tonight, though, you'll see. Come on, Gaffer. He's going to milk this one. They'll have a little bit of applause from the crowd. And are we having not going to bother with an ambulance. Doesn't warrant it. Dressed by now. Maybe as happy as anything. But if you can find or if you see a little lad that his mother's lost him. And yeah, we're down here at commentary. If you can get him down here, and we'll get him back. It won't be a big emergency, but a little lad no doubt distressed. We're going to have a look at race 5. Well, come on, boys. Oh, yeah, it is race 5. And come on, Martin Tinker is away, and Steve Smith. Cole Mosley not out there. Martin Dunmo not out there. Right, this is a race with Smithy and Tinker. I said to you before, oh bang, here's Martin Tinker, was out there, straight into that fence. Just being passed there by Dave Prattley in Nottingham 360. I said to you, if Steve Smith and Martin Tinker start rubbing together, we'll have some sparks, we'll have some fire, but at the moment Steve Smith can't catch him. It's Martin Tinker in York 10 who comes through in first place just at the moment. Martin Tinker, York 10, had only 15 points from this morning, and with a miserable 15 points, is going to need a first and a second tomorrow to be in the final. Former national champions, both of them. John Weeks runs up into third place in an R73. Dave Prattley, I'll look at them go over there. We've got red flags again, and in the fence, sideways. Out come reds. Had we gone far enough? I fear that we hadn't. I think's excluded. We should have John Affy, John Gay, Kevin Roach, Dave Smith, Rich Lee, maybe. Come on here, let's have go racing. It's the blue flash there of SS7 goes flying past us. John Gay, how many times has he got to win this race? Dave Smith there trying to run up into second place. Alongside him, it's Richard Lee in Nottingham 700. It's too early on the brakes there, Richard. Dave Smith moves through into that second place. SS7 Where's John Affey? John Affey now threatening in second place in the DA40 car, but it's John Gay SS7. DA40 looks always to be oversteering through the corners. Looks quite a handful, but he's in second place. Nevertheless, Dave Smith running in third place. Richard Lee runs fourth in Nottingham 700. It's SS7. Come on, John Gay, 55 points already. Going to be top of the leaderboard tonight if you carry on like this. He's the man from South Somerset. It's the Irishman, Northern Ireland there, the man from, I think, from Belfast in DA40. John Affey in second place, and Dave Smith can't catch him. Dave Smith's got his own race there with Richard Lee, the Class 3 racer there in the Nottingham 700 car, absolutely flying. They're racing for third and fourth. John Gay cruising down the back straight past the Pinkies, down into that corner, needs to do no more than this. Down past the start gate turn, last lap flag for him. It's John Gay and John Affey. Oh, look, and they've got a real old battle going on here as Richard Lee now moves through into second in Nottingham 700. And John Affey tries to take it back from him at Richard Lee. Get out the way, I'm coming through. I'm having this second place. It is for Richard Lee at the moment. John Gay, oh, John Affey it is. John Gay, go on, John, you won it, we know that. Who's going to be second? The race to the line, it's anybody's. Well, it's Richard Lee for sure from John Affey. And Dave Smith in a miserable fourth position, but not really, Dave. Dave Smith takes fourth. Splendid race. John Gay was up and gone and finished, but what a race that was. Second, third and fourth. That's won it a couple of times. I think Stormy Norman went up in steam and smoke, so I think he's maybe gone. I think Alan Enschke finished up in the fence, but I think he's back out, actually. Steve Smith, is he there? I don't know. He is. Let's have some fireworks and liven things up, lads. Martin Tinker and Steve Smith, let's have a little bit of battling. John Weeks, get your car turned around and get going. Martin Tinker it is from Steve Smith, that's the 1-2 at the moment, and Dave Prattley trying to run with them, the Nottingham Club racer. He's running with them, certainly. And the old Schofield Class 7, that saw some battling on here the last time we came to the Nationals. But it's York 10, Stroud 20. And don't write off Dave Prattley at all in Nottingham 360. But it's Martin Tinker with the Millington. Smithy with a big V8. Come on then, Steve. Stroud 20, thundering through there. He's done it before. Both these lads in first and second have done it before. York 10, Stroud 20 in Nottingham 360. From the Gloucester 19 of Alan Enschke. John Weeks, we've lost Norton Radstock 73, being passed there by our race leaders as they come through. I think this is with 2 to go. York 10, S20D. There's nobody else in it. It's red flags. And that will be Dave Prattley, one presumes. Please, let's see, we can take a result on that. Fence down, Dave Prattley. He was running too quick. He was running with the big boys in Class 7 and he hit the fence. So we maybe get a result on that. I'm sure that Martin... We move to their third set of qualifying heats. And we had tremendous racing yesterday. We all remember the performance from John Gay, but let's not forget that unbeaten as well was Paul Waldron in Radford 139. And Paul Waldron features in this first race this morning. In that car, along with Carl Kent in North Wales 37, the Gaffer in North Shropshire 1, Dan Jennings in YD 88, and Kenny Perry in Spalding 25. So on the face of it, this could be a maximum for Paul Waldron, but anything can go, anything can happen, as we saw with John a few moments ago. So let's just wait and see. But we've had a little bit more of a damping down, and the marshals just rearranging the track markers on that top bend. We do seem to be making marginally better progress than we did yesterday with the race meeting. It was good all day, the venue and everything else was fantastic, but we were a little bit slow in getting through races by the usual high standards that our marshals normally set. But a little bit better today. The sun continues to beam down here, and it's good, isn't it? Where's Waldron then? Here he goes. Paul Waldron was slow off the line. He's there in second place, chasing the Growler. And it's the Growler Carl Kent who's going to be the first up there on the far side. And singing out as only that car does. He and his brother running identical cars, but it's Carl there with Paul Waldron moving around his outside in Radford 139 through the start gate turn. The Growler's sideways on, but Waldron's coming through. There he goes, and Dan Jennings goes as well. So Carl Kent puts himself back into third place as Paul Waldron here at Radford 139, looking to make the maximum there. Off you go, Paul. Let them chase you, let them catch you if you can. I don't think they're going to do. Carl Kent there looks a bit determined. I think a little bit disgusted with himself, falling back to third, but overdoes it. And just trying too hard there, Carl, as he's now back in 1, 2, 3, 4th place. Limited numbers, obviously. We've had a number of cars withdraw from the event, and those drivers will be sat trackside. Dan Jennings was thinking, I'm going too fast here, and he's all overcome him a little bit too much, and he falls by the wayside. But not to be phased, that veteran of Class 7 racing, Paul Waldron even, in Radford 139. The Radford chairman showing how they do it. Now, Kenny Perry having a much better run today. I'm looking for Kenny on the points, but I suspect probably not done enough. But nevertheless, he'll be enjoying that and chasing Paul Waldron around. Chasing Paul Waldron around will give him his satisfaction. Kenny Perry, the likeable Spalding driver in Spalding 25. But it's a maximum. Paul Waldron posts another 55 points on the board. So that's what's that, 165 points to go into the final as top qualifier. Nobody's going to get better than that. John Gay can match him later on, but nobody's going to do better. Well done, Paul. As he goes back, are you looking at the new national champion in Class 7? In 4th place in qualifying points. Dave Smith is joint 7th with 3 other competitors, so Dave Smith can certainly do it. Richard Lee is one of those people who is joint 7th as well. So Richard Lee, despite the fact that he's a regular Class 3 driver, has done really well here this weekend. So very much open still, and a lot depended on this race. And Martin Tinker and Tommy Law it is who go away first. Martin will run wide, or will it? Coming through, Dave Smith, whoa, into him goes Dave. Dave knows he's got to get points. No good messing about in the first corner, but it didn't work for him. He now finds himself at the back of the field. It's Richard Lee. Whoa, and it's a mess. It's a mess on the top corner, and it's a red flag. Oh dear, Richard. Rich Lee there thought, well, hey, I'm on my way to the final, but it's not to be, not just yet anyway, as it all comes to grief down there. Now, Dave Smith's a lucky lad there, because Stroud 21 was, I suppose, was technically still running. It looks as though, well, certainly there's a rose joint gone on the front suspension. There's a front wheel wobbling all over. And we'll have loads of arguing now in the pits as to whether he can mend it or not. Mike Collins in double
saloons. So it's back to Class 7s and Dave Walker.
Thank you, Steve. The 6 has called us out again, and we've already introduced this race once, but I'll remind you, PAC 24, Gary Rees, Craig Murley, SN 145, Lee Kent, North Wales 38, Trev Martin, Concord Essex 18, Ken William, BC 29, Mike Collins in WS 61, and Sparky in Severn Valley 2. Okay, so we've got a moment or two to consider that while we get the track cleared of the debris of Class 6. Griffiths had a first and a second. I believe that had problems with the car as well after that second run. In fact, rumour had it that he had to change the gearbox. Running that big new Millington Diamond, the absolutely latest spec Millington engine. We're going to see what happens in a moment, aren't we? As Murley, it is who gets away first. Being chased by Sparky. This is where the race is going to be, and Lee Kent, you can try as much as you like. You're not going to be running with the big lads, I don't think. As Sparky Griffiths in Severn Valley 2, and Murley up on his outside, and Murley there going through, and maybe got a little bit extra speed. Sparky on the inside, and Murley turning in. Lee Kent still hanging on there and trying his very level best. And going with him as well, it's Trevor Martin. And Trevor Martin with a little single engine machine, very, very nimble up on the inside of Murley. And Craig Murley not looking so good and getting a little bit of damage and being pushed about. If you're racing for second place, you're letting Sparky get away, and it's going to be Mark Griffiths who is going to be one of the lads definitely in the final. 5 times a national champion, Mark Griffiths, as it comes down past us, and Craig Murley making hard work for it, and somebody getting a green flag. I think that was Lee Kent getting a green flag, probably for a little bit of pushing on Murley, but Murley just not getting away. Craig Murley, unless you do something, you're going to be taking no trophies home this afternoon, because the SN145 car is not quick enough at the moment. But Sparky comes through with laps to go. 1:45 second, Trevor Martin third. Lee Kent got problems on board, has he, in North Wales 38? Think so. Then we've got Mike Collins in WS 61. But look at him go down the far side, a good quarter of a lap in the lead. Mark Griffiths it is in Severn Valley 2, who comes through this time with 1 to go. SV2, SN145, and the little single engine car from Concord Essex is mate. He's got a flat tyre, I can now see the problem. A flat tyre on the back of 145. So okay then, Craig, I'll let you off that one. But a second place here, he'll be in the final. But is he going to be quick enough still? I've got my doubts. Trevor Martin now running second. Sparky takes the win in Severn Valley 2. It looks like a second place for Trevor Martin. It is, and what a good race from him. Well done, Trevor. Whoa, and bits of tyre flying everywhere as Craig Murley gunned it to the line. Was it a third place? Was it a fourth? I think a third place is probably good enough for Craig Murley. I suspect a fourth's not. It matters that much. We'll have to wait and see when we get the point sheets. They're cheering Trevor Martin over there, and they do right, because that was some drive from that man. And I know he's a little budget single engine class 7 car, and he was playing with the big lads there, and he made them well, he certainly made one of them look a little bit average, as he and Anthony Jackson topped the table. Third place, John Deegan. Fourth, Mark Smith. Then Andy Jefferson, Kirk Dean. Paul Watson's got in. And the final place in the Class 5 final goes to Jenny Bartlett in South Somerset 220. And Andy Lodge is the first one to miss out. So there you go. Ryan, Anthony Jackson, John Deegan, Mark Smith, Jeffo, Kirk Dean, Watto and Jenny Bartlett. Right, come on then, let's go racing with Class 7. John Gay, can you make it the maximum? Paul Waldron's already done it. Can John Gay do it? Will the Dixter take it from him? And it's the Dixter at the moment down the far side who has the lead from John Gay. And John Affey back out. Well, we've seen John on top form this morning in the Class 5 car, and he's really in the groove. And it goes between the Dixter and John Gay as John Gay moves through into the lead. Down in that bottom corner they go. The Dixter fighting there side by side. Oh, and Affey's up in the air. Got problems. Can he hold it together? As Darren Hutchinson tries to make a move on him, but look at him go. Affey giving it absolutely everything there. And he's gone round. And he's finished. It's back with John Gay and the Dixter. The steady lads of Class 7, and John Gay it is, and look at him go. And John Gay had to work a little bit there. Sometimes he gets away and stays away, but he was challenged there, and he rose to the challenge as he comes through the start gate turn. John Gay in South Somerset 7's your race leader from the Dixter in second in 4:21. It's Billy up there into third place, Darren Hutchinson, and then Alan Ensker in Gloucester 12. PAC 62, Richard Thomas and John Affey chasing. John Affey's chasing. Let's see you get some more points on the board, John. Let's see if you can reel them in. You haven't got long to go, because taking the last lap flag here, it's the Dixter, I think. And John Gay and the Dixter absolutely giving it their all. Dixter's on the inside and he goes through. So Richard Merrick, who needs points badly, absolutely does, is going sliding through there, and John Gay trying to go round his outside. He's left it too late. It's going to be a win for the Dixter in 4:21. So a big cheer from the Radford crowd, surely, as he takes it. And John Gay takes second place. Darren Hutchinson, Rich Thomas, John Affey, Alan Ensker. Way, there you go. Well done, the Dixter. Radford 4:21 takes the win. And that knocks John Gay off the top slot, because the top slot is won by the Dixter's teammate Paul Waldron in Radford 139. That was quite a high score, and Andy Lodge didn't make the final with 108. Ooh, that's going to be some race this afternoon, the Class 5 final is. We've got one more race to come in the Class 7, one more qualifying race. You won't see them again then until we go to the finals this afternoon. This one brings out Graham Blackburn, the local lad and former Class 7 champion on this track. Graham in YD 71, Laura Quinn, SC 15, Michael Barry, who's on lightning form yesterday in WW 63, Keith Rapley in St Neots 24, Mark Smith, Concord Essex 20.